What's up, everybody? Now, this video is a movie review of Sonic the Hedgehog. So, if you haven't seen it, then I'd go and watch it. Obviously, I'm not going to care about that much because this is it's 4 years old, and Sonic 3 releases tomorrow for the UK in terms of, as of this video is being recorded, which is the 20th of December, 2024. So, Sonic the Hedgehog. It's a movie from 2020, and they had to change it from the start, because when they first released the trailer, fans were sort of outraged at the sight of Sonic because he looked ugly. They took it away and rejigged it and reanimated him. And I watched it, it was I enjoyed the movie, to be honest. And it was a really fun movie for me. It's a great movie to see with the family and the kids. It's a very family friendly film, and it is a very funny, and I did see some references to sort of other films, like there's a few scenes where Sonic's running, but because of his speed, it slowed everyone else down, so he seems like he's walking, but actually he's running, but it slowed it down, so he's running really slow and everyone else is stopped, so it feels like he's just like, it's really walking and it's slow-mo action. It's fun, it was funny, and it reminded me of Quicksilver from the X-Men movies, Evan Peters, which is ironic because obviously James Marsden was playing the character dubbed or named Donut Lord, at least that's what Sonic calls him, and who obviously played Cyclops in the X-Men movies. Like I said, it's a fun movie, it's a funny family movie. Would I watch it again? Yes, I would. Would I watch it continuously? No, because it's the very first one of the trilogy now. It doesn't feel like one I would watch all the time, but if they do a fourth Sonic, yeah, sure, I'd watch it again, and then I'd watch the second and third one to recap the events of the past three films. Now, and would I watch it outside, for no reason whatsoever, I just watch it randomly one day? Yeah, I might do, to be honest. It was a fun movie, like I said, and I enjoyed it. I have no, there's no criticisms with it as much. But it's not that it was a bad movie, it's just for me, I did enjoy it quite a lot, to be fair. I just wouldn't preference it over other movies, because there are other movies I would prefer to watch. However, I do really enjoy the movie, and it is fun. It is a fun movie, which I really enjoy seeing. And Ben Schwartz voicing Sonic, I feel it is a good choice. And it is, it's good. And that was the first time they'd actually brought Sonic into live action movie. And it was that's the thing, when you bring a video game movie into, if you make a movie of a video game and you want it live action, you can get an interesting reception, because it'll either be, most of the times it's either going to be a really good movie or a really bad movie. And sometimes some video games are better off just staying as they are, don't make anything about them. Some things they find they're better off animated than they are live action, in terms of that, because, and it really depends on not the movie, not just the characters themselves, the movies itself, but also how they're portrayed, how they do them as well. I've got some interest, other video game sort of movies which have worked as more live action and not animated. Animated and not live action. Ones with the Mario Brothers. That's a really good one, because the first Mario Brothers movie, that was live action, and it was interesting, not in a good way though. It was an interesting movie, not really a good movie. Then they made a Super Mario movie recently, last year in 2023, animated. It was amazing, and part of that I think is because with 2023 the animated version, they actually delved into the world of Mario and the lore as well, rather than the original one from 1990 or something, the live action one. It was based off of Mario and Luigi and some characters, but it wasn't like the Rainbow Road, Donkey Kong. It didn't have as much focus on the lore of the video game series, and whereas the animated one did. Another series Fallout. They've done a live action series. I don't know how good it is, but so I've heard some people say they'd rather it had been an animated one, and I just sort of said to them, look, as long as it goes well for them, that's the main thing. Because I personally haven't watched it, but I didn't watch it because I haven't, with the video games movies, I will only tend to watch them if the trailers look really good for me, like look interesting enough for me, or if I've played that game a lot and I like the game. And Fallout, I've not really liked the game. I watched the trailer for the series, it didn't interest me whatsoever that much, so I just decided not to watch it. So that was just personal preference of mine. But obviously, for that reason, I know I can't then go ahead and say, oh, it's not the best series, because I haven't watched any clips of it or whatsoever. So I can't sit there and say, yeah, it's a bad series or it's a really good series when I haven't seen anything of it. Or at least not enough to gauge whether it's a good series or a bad series. But Sonic, I think, works really well as live action, and obviously I can see how talented the actors are within it, because obviously Sonic is, Sonic himself isn't live action, he is animated. And the thing is, I feel Disney should have done what they've done with Sonic for their live action remakes of say Lion King and Jungle Book, because this was perfect. Okay, because there's two ways of doing animals in live action. There's three ways actually. You either animate them and make them look realistic, but when it comes to their face, have a cartoony looking face so you can express emotion. The second way, although there's three, these are the two ways which are chosen. Make them look so realistic they look like the actual animal. And then there's sort of a third way, is the one in between, where you make them look like a real animal, and give them sort of a human looking face, which is what they originally done with Sonic before they changed him. He was a very realistic sort of hedgehog. The only thing which stopped him, apart from being blue, that's the only problem they had it there, which was, yeah, okay, because obviously hedgehogs aren't really normally blue, and they gave him like a human looking face, and that was horrible. I will sit here, and the look of him that first look of him looked horrible, but then they changed him and decided to fully animate his face with a cartoon thing, and that is what I feel Disney should be doing for the animals of the live action remakes, and especially for the Mufasa and or Lion King and Jungle Book films, because ones which heavily rely on animals as the characters. They should have done it like that, but no, they didn't. But so Disney, please, for the future of your animated animal characters, do something like Sonic, where it looks realistic in the sort of a shape and the colour and everything, if you want, and it looks like it's the animated character in real life, but give it animated cartoon face so they can express the emotion, because that is what is really needed with these characters in live action. And Sonic was amazing as it. And they've obviously, I've seen Sonic 3 trailer, Shadow looks amazing, and realistically they've probably taken Sonic and changed him into black and red like him, because obviously they're still both hedgehogs, but Shadow still looks really good. Now, one thing I did want to point out was a funny Easter egg towards the start of the film. There was a movie that Donut Lord and his girlfriend were watching, and I believe it was them, or at least someone was watching the movie with Keanu Reeves, in a pretty old one, and Sonic was sort of knew the lines off by heart, which I found funny, because now obviously the voice of Shadow is Keanu Reeves, so I thought, oh, that's funny foreshadowing. Whether they meant to do that or not, I don't know, but yeah. And it did have a post-credit scene which teased the upcoming it had sort of two sort of credit scenes that were basically the end towards the end. I think one was really an ending though, which was teasing the return of Eggman, Jim Carrey as the Eggman, which obviously he came back in Sonic 2. And at a post-credit scene, we saw Tails enter, where Sonic wasn't trying to find him. So, and that obviously happens in Sonic 2. Now, I haven't seen the Sonic 2 movie. All I know is Eggman, Sonic and Tails are in it. That's all I know. And obviously Eggman's returned with his uncle dad thing in Sonic 3, along with the addition of Shadow. I know in the second one he goes like golden, Sonic does, but that's about it. I don't know anything about Sonic. I haven't seen Sonic 2 yet, which is what I'm watching tonight because I'm seeing Sonic 3 tomorrow, as of recording the video, obviously. So yeah. Now, like I said, it was a really good movie, and Sonic was funny. He's really funny, and I love my favourite character of it was definitely Sonic. I think he's been animated really well. The voice that Ben Schwartz gave him, amazing, works really well for him, and the eyes, amazing. The face, Sonic himself, the design of Sonic, like the new one, obviously. The first time they showed the trailer, the very first trailer for Sonic, he looked awful. They changed it over, and he's amazing. Like, this look for Sonic is amazing. And it actually, I was really in depth to the film, and I can't wait to watch. When I finished it, I was like, I can't wait to watch the second one. Jim Carrey was amazing. My two favourite people in the movie, I had two favourite characters, Sonic, voiced by Ben Schwartz, and Eggman, played by Jim Carrey. Amazing in the role Jim Carrey was. I loved the film. It was an amazing film, and it really was a good film. So it's not that I didn't like it. I just, personally, at times I felt a bit dredging, but it was also, and it had a lot of comedy in it, and it was very family friendly. But I feel I would like to see it, and I think Sonic 3 will probably be my favourite out of the trilogy because there's a more darker tone in it, and it looks good for me. But obviously the first one, they didn't want to do anything too dark because obviously it's the first one, and it's like if it goes well they might be able to do it in the future, and I think that's what they've done with 3. And I don't know what's going to be next for 3. I haven't, whether people are theorising who we're going to have now, because I definitely think we're going, for my personal preference, I think Sonic 3 is going to give us, I definitely think they're going to be doing a 4th one, and I feel it might be a look at another Sonic related villain. And I definitely think Amy might be introduced if she's not actually in Sonic 3, but I don't know that until I've seen it, which is, tomorrow. But whether Sonic 3 they do a Metal Sonic, that would be a nice thing, because we've had Shadow, and there's so much, as long as they keep on doing what they've done with the first one, I think it's good. I mean, the thing is, they've clearly done well enough to be able to not only get a second film, but to do a third. So as long as they keep that up, I can see the Sonic film franchise being at least potentially getting another trilogy. But yeah. So that's why I'm going to rate this movie about a 7 out of 10. Not because it's a lot of criticism. I've got one slight criticism. Again, that's with Tails, with the post-credit scene. I thought for a post-credit scene, I didn't really want that to be it. I wanted him to find Sonic at the end after the battle had finished, then find him at the end, and then the post-credit scene being Gerald, or whatever his name is, Gerald Robotnik, like Eggman. I feel that the scene with Eggman in the mushroom area, I feel that, and sort of basically saying he'll be back, he going out to find his way back to Sonic, I feel that should have been the post-credit scene. But there you go. That is the only, that's the only criticism I have. And it's like I said, it's not because it's a bad movie. It's just, it's not a bad movie whatsoever. It is a really good movie. I just personally don't like it enough to put it higher up. But still, a 7 out of 10 is still a good review. So yeah. 7 out of 10 for me. Now, my next video is going to be a movie review of Sonic the Hedgehog 2, and then I'll be doing a movie review of Sonic the Hedgehog 3. So, yeah. Overall, so just to recap, my score of Sonic the Hedgehog from 2020 is a 7 out of 10. So, thank you guys for watching, and goodbye. Bye!